Hey, step 5, can't believe we're here already. We've already covered the why, we've covered the attitude, we've covered making your list, we've covered leading with the product.
Yep.
Now we're gonna cover leading after my own heart, leading with the business, because I think, you know, our best and most exciting, most sought after product in all 50 countries that we're in is a product called Hope. And that's what this opportunity, that's what this business can offer people. And to help me talk a little bit more about this, we've got Ambassador Leader Richard Bischoff, former personal trainer. We're going to talk a little bit about that.
Let's do it.
And Elite Leader Jeffrey Jensen, both from Myrtle Beach,
Yes.
South Carolina. Got the East Coast represented here in one sitting. But guys, hey, Richard, let's start with you. Rank has its privileges. I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
But talk to me a little bit about leading and the mindset you need. Actually, you're not going to talk to me. You're going to talk to that brand new person watching this on his or her on her phone, and talk to them about leading with the business. You've got your list. You when you make your list, you prioritize it into different categories.
Absolutely.
Okay. So the category of business opportunity. How do you approach those people?
Yeah, well, you know, for me being the personal trainer with that background, I actually approached most people with the product, and my business stalled with that because there wasn't the duplication, and I was unfairly not helping people that do need the business. You know, so many people are hurting for that just extra $500 to $800 a month, really, because that's a part-time income. And so many people have that part-time job, and that we can replace that very quickly with this. So I just went out looking for people that, you know, were working 2 jobs. I was looking for people who were always, you know, that ambitious, the entrepreneur type, and, you know, and the people that are wealthy or people who are successful are always looking for multiple streams of income. So I just fit them in their need. I listened to what they were saying, and that's how I approached them.
You know, one of the things you talk about a part-time income, which is so huge, but also the tax benefits when you're talking to somebody about this business. I mean, seriously, and contact your tax professional, because I'm not a tax professional. But the ones that I've talked to say you can save between $3,000 to $5,000 a year on your taxes by just adding the promotion of the Vemma opportunity, the Vemma brands, to the things that you normally do when you're going somewhere, when you're traveling somewhere. To be talking to people about your part-time Vemma business makes that a legitimate tax deduction. In fact, in your back office, you can go and download TaxBot. Now, TaxBot is usually between $10 or $20 a month, and TaxBot is awesome because it helps you organize your tax-deductible expenses, and then just, you know, basically taking a picture, tracking mileage on your car. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. I believe so strongly in this that I'm going to cover half of that cost. And so instead of paying $10, you're going to pay $5. I'm going to pay the other $5. So download that, because part of the business opportunity that hardly is ever talked about is, you know, there's an old saying, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. And
by the way, I'm paying $19.99 for TaxBot, so it's a 75% savings.
That's it. So you're using TaxBot now.
Absolutely.
Well, man, brother, we got it. And it's just a service. I believe so strongly that it's a service that we offer, and make sure you download it, because it's a great opening line, especially when you get around that April 15th, you know, deadline, to be talking to people about, hey, how much money did you save? Not how much money did you pay in taxes, how much money did you save on your taxes? What a great opening line. Jeffrey, talk to me a little bit about, sorry about hitting you.
It's okay.
Leading with, but I get fired up, you know? When you're talking about the business, I get fired up. So tell me a little bit about leading with the business.
Absolutely. Well, I don't think anybody wakes up and says, man, I wish I was broke. Everybody's looking for another stream of income. And like Richard said, you know, a lot of times people focus on the product. But for me, you know, when I first got started in this, I wasn't really looking for anything. So when he shared the business opportunity for a college dropout that didn't really have much going on, I saw this as a vehicle to now, you know, kind of attach my hopes and my dreams to and really run with it. And I think the fact that Vemma is so simple and the fact that we have a duplicatable system really makes this an exciting business to be a part of.
And you know, you said a key word there, which is simple, and a lot of people like to complicate things, and what we really encourage them to just keep it simple, keep everything you do duplicatable, and that's amazing. So leading with the product, let me talk a little bit about personal trainers. We have probably the best 2 personal trainers as spokespeople on the planet, Chris and Heidi Powell. And one of the things that a lot of people don't know is they actually got their start doing what every other personal trainer. I mean, Chris was actually sleeping in his car.
I heard his
he
story.
he loves personal training so much that he was willing to sacrifice. It wasn't that he wasn't great at personal training, he wasn't that great at business. But then obviously the Heidi falls in love with him, and then the country falls in love with him, and they are America's transformation couple. But they did a site, personaltrainersecret.com, that you can send your personal training
awesome.
contacts to, and it just talks from personal trainers to personal trainers about a couple things. Number one, teaming up with the pals to have them coach their clients, their clients on diet, which is 80% of any transformation. Right. And then second is a kind of an, oh, by the way, if you want to make a residual income stream off of your client base when they're not in the gym,
right. We've
got a product line that's able to do it, and the business model is kind of like Amazon, except you click with your clients instead of clicking on a site. And so tell me a little bit about how you approach different market segments.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with the personal trainers, because they obviously care about the health aspect. That's what they're in it for. But from the business standpoint, like Chris, they might not have had the business knowledge, the business experience. And they work at a gym, most of them, and the gyms have residual income. 1,000 members paying $40 a month, $40,000 a month residual income.
Whether they show up or not.
Absolutely, and most don't. And so with this, now the trainer can build a residual income and not only help his clients maybe 20, 30 a month, but he can help thousands a month. For when I was a trainer, I was able to help maybe 20 to 25 clients a month. Now I have about 4,000 people in my organization that are getting healthy every day. So you get to impact more people's lives and build a true business instead of just working for someone else.
That's great for that market segment, but when you're talking about the masses, there's an old saying, my dad would say, he goes, if you appeal to the masses, you get to eat with the classes. Talk to me, when we were doing step number 2 about making your list, talk to me about your philosophy towards that.
My biggest thing is just don't prejudge people. I think that with the Vemma opportunity and leading with the business, that anybody can be successful at this. The biggest thing is finding out why they want to be successful. Why do they want to do this? And so if you'll not prejudge people, that's something I did in the beginning. I was looking at these people and I said, this person would be really good, this person probably not. And the funny thing is that most of the time the people I kind of threw off ended up becoming the superstars, because a lot of them had the drive, they had the determination, and what we do is we plug you into a system. And so, people aren't duplicatable, but systems are. And so if you have that drive and determination, we can plug you into that system and help you become successful. So don't prejudge people. Make everybody on your contact list, whether it's a professional that's making a 6-figure income already, or maybe it's a college dropout like myself that, has the ambition, has the goals, the dreams and stuff like that, but just hasn't found the right vehicle to plug into yet.
All right. Hey, a question I want to ask both of you guys. The affiliates watching this step are probably thinking, okay, approaching with the business, what do I say?
Well, it really comes down to listening and feeling their need, hearing what they're saying. But I just ask them simply, do you or anyone you know, are you or anyone you know looking to make a part-time income? Or, are you open to alternative ways to make an income outside the box? Because most people have no experience with affiliate marketing. I know I didn't. So, really just coming to them with a question, listening to their answer, and then plugging them also in with an upline. Someone with the success so that you don't have to do much. If you're new and you're watching this, use your upline. Follow the system, plug them into your upline. You don't have to know everything about the comp plan and the bonuses. Just know how to follow the system.
So you basically, especially early on in your business, you're not really pitching. You're not, which I don't like that word, but you're not really doing the presentations. No. You're connecting.
Absolutely,
the people
you're a connector.
Together. So you're kind of like a talent scout.
Absolutely.
When you see somebody, say, hey man, you impress me. Are you open for any offers? Are you looking to be able to create a part-time income? I want to connect you with
absolutely
so-and-so. And tell them a little bit about this ex-personal trainer that's just killing it out there. All right, I want to hear some approaches, some things that new person can say to be able to make the introduction from a business standpoint.
I think the biggest thing is to leave people with a sense of curiosity. Appeal to them, like Richard said, listen to what's going on. I think people, especially when it comes to health and finances, that's the number one struggle that you're going to hear from people. So if you're a good listener and you pick up on, hey man, my part-time job really stinks, I'm not into it, then I can go to you and say, listen, would you be open to sit down with me and talk about helping you create another part-time stream that could replace what you're doing? I know you don't really like working at your job right now, but if I could show you a way by helping other people, would you be interested in what we're doing? And so I think if you can connect with people where they're at that's going to help you to approach it from a business standpoint. And understand, if you're brand new, you still have a story. I think a lot of times people look at approaching it from a business standpoint and they're like, man, I'm not making $1,000 a month, or I'm not making a 6-figure income yet. But you have to realize everybody started as an affiliate. Everybody started at the bottom. You just have to lead with, okay, where was I before Vemma? You know, who introduced it to me? And what has Vemma done? Where do I see myself going? Because I think that it doesn't matter what you've done as long as you know where you're going in life. And if you can find that direction, if you know where you're going, then you can share that with others, and people are going to get excited about that. They're going to want to have what we have, and that's going to be a very easy way to lead with that.
Now, one question that probably a lot of people are asking is, okay, we just heard leading with the product, we just heard leading with the opportunity. Which one is the most effective? Which one is the one that I should follow? Because you're giving me two different tracks to run on.
Right, and that's why when I made the contact list, I kind of separated customers, people that had health issues, people who already spent money on similar but inferior products, and then a list of people that I know were struggling financially or had the business mindset. So I approached them in different ways, because if you approach someone that has a health issue about how to make money,
that's not their priority.
Exactly, and then vice versa. You approach someone that's very healthy, you know, whatever, and they want to make money. You say, hey, I have this great supplement. They might say, I'm happy with what I'm taking, because they don't know how good our product is. But yeah, you separate in those groups and you contact them the correct way.
Okay, so I think one of the things we need to remember, folks, is that you're connecting people with, you know, in the beginning, you're not going to have a story. So how do you tell a story when you haven't created it yet? But you have an upline, you have a coach that has a story, a success story in the business, and for you to identify people that impress you, sincerely impress you, it's just connecting those people together, whether it's about the product or whether it's about the business opportunity here. Any last words of wisdom for the team?
Take action. That's the biggest thing I can give you guys advice. When you're leading with the business, don't be afraid to go out there and share it with somebody, because you never know whose life you could change. And another thing, I think a lot of times people hear about this opportunity and they're like, oh, well, it's not for me. And it's almost, you know, selfish not to share it with other people, because you never know who down the line it's going to impact. So don't be afraid. Go out there, take action, and be excited about what we're doing.
Yeah, the worst thing you're going to hear is, you know, it's not for me. But one of the things that you want to also remember is maybe even deflecting it by saying, hey, who do you know that could use an extra $800 or $1,000 a month? Who do you know that would like to save $3,000 to $5,000 on their taxes? That way it sort of takes the pressure off of the person you're talking to, and deflects it, and then they can raise their hand up and say, hey, I'd like an extra $1,000 a month. And so make sure that and here's the greatest thing about it is you get better at this. Now, just like lawyers, they practice law, just like doctors practice medicine. You are practicing this business, and you're going to get better and better and better. Once you make the decision to get great at this business, great things are going to happen for you. Any last words of wisdom?
Yeah, I would leave it with the Jim Rohn, building your network marketing business. It's the power of part-time. A lot of people say no to the business opportunity because they feel like they got to go full-time, or they don't know it. And just the power of part-time. Part-time efforts, full-time results long term, and that's what it did for me. I was a part-time as a personal trainer for 2 years before I went full-time with this thing. So a lot of times, be sure to bring that up when you're talking about the business, because it eases them knowing it's not something they have to do full-time as a career right away.
And great advice. One last thing I want to leave you with, guys, is the fact that when the timing, you know, Jeffrey talked about this, the timing might not be right for somebody. Don't blow them off. My dad used to tell me forever's a long time. I mean, stay in touch with them. Ask them, ask their permission. Hey, would you mind if I just kept you in the loop on this and stayed in touch with you? And you never know when your success or somebody else's success, or maybe a new product that we come out with, is going to be something that resonates with that person, and because you've built a bridge, you haven't burned a bridge, you're able to go back to them and get them on your team. And hey guys, that is it for step number 5. On to step number 6. Wait till you see this.